You ever just sit back and think about how different homes used to be? I mean, not just the outside or the newfangled gadgets they have now, but the feeling of the house. Back then, every room had its own charm. But the basement? That was a world of its own. It wasn't just where the furnace hummed or the laundry was done. It was where the magic happened, where cousins wrestled on shag carpet, dads fell asleep with a beer in hand during Sunday football. And some of our best memories were made on a wobbly ping pong table, or an old plaid couch that nobody remembers buying. It's funny, we didn't think much of those spaces at the time. But now, looking back, they were the heartbeat of the house. Dusty, damp, maybe even a little creepy, but ours. So grab yourself a coffee or whatever you sip these days, and take a slow ride with me through the basements of the 1970s, the kind you could almost smell just thinking about them. Let's head downstairs together, shall we? Let's be honest. You couldn't walk into a 70s basement without being swallowed by dark faux wood paneling. It wrapped around the room like a hug from the Brady Bunch. You'd walk downstairs and suddenly feel like you were inside a ski lodge, only there was no fireplace and the only snow came in through that leaky window. It was cheap, easy to clean, and made us feel fancy, like we were upgrading from that bare concrete. And somehow it made even the most ordinary basement feel finished, even if the floor was still just a rug tossed over cement. Every dad in the neighborhood either had a bar or wanted one, and when they got it, you bet it was down in the basement. It usually had a fake leather front, maybe a tufted button look, with shelves behind it lined with half-full bottles of schnapps, whiskey, or brandy your uncle left from 2 Christmases ago. And always, that mirror behind the bar with the golden swirls or etched glass patterns. Some folks even had a neon beer sign that flickered when the furnace kicked on. It rarely saw real entertaining, but when it did, you'd find a bowl of mixed nuts, a couple ashtrays, and someone's dad trying to mix a Tom Collins like they knew what they were doing. We didn't just do carpet, we did wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling carpet. It was like living inside a corduroy sandwich. Shag carpet in colors that should never have existed. Olive green, mustard yellow, rust orange, basically the salad bar at a Ponderosa. You sank into it, literally. Lose a sock or a Lego in there, and it was gone forever. Vacuuming was a workout, and heaven help you if someone dropped red Kool-Aid. Some basements even had carpeted walls, probably an attempt to insulate sound, or just to match the couch. Now this was the entertainment center, a wooden beast of a television, built like a coffin with a screen. It wasn't just a TV, it was a piece of furniture. You could set your drink on it, rest a photo frame, maybe even stack a few magazines. When the picture started rolling or turned purple, you gave it a good thump on the side. Somehow that worked. And the remote? Nope, you were the remote. Jimmy, go turn it to channel 5. And you'd better move fast or Dad would shout again from the bar. There was always that tiny rectangular window, usually covered in spiderwebs, right up at ceiling height. It let in just enough light to remind you there was an outside world, but not enough to make it feel any less like a cave. You could maybe see a patch of grass or someone's foot walking by. Sometimes water would leak through it during a storm, and Mom would put a towel there like it was doing anything. But no matter how grimy it was, we loved that little window. It made the basement feel alive, sort of. Ah yes, the ping pong table. Bought with every intention of family tournaments, but eventually retired to party duty. At birthday parties, that thing held enough crock pots, jello molds, and meatballs to feed a small army. When it wasn't in use, it was folded halfway up, stacked with wrapping paper, holiday decorations, or laundry baskets. The net was long gone, the paddles chipped, but we never threw it out, because someday, we were gonna play again, right? Now this was one of those little luxuries that made you feel like your house was fancy. You'd drop the laundry through a metal hole in the upstairs hallway, thump, and down it went to the basement. Of course, it always missed the basket. And the kids? They thought it was a ride. Tried to slide toys, shoes, and even the cat through it. It made chores a little more fun, and it made that basement feel like part of a bigger machine. We didn't have smart homes. We had laundry chutes. Every basement had that door. You know the one. It creaked open to reveal the old furnace humming like it was alive. Pipes rattled, shadows danced, and no kid dared go in there alone. The room always smelled like oil, metal, and secrets. Dad would go in with a flashlight and disappear for a while, come out wiping grease off his hands like he'd just battled the boiler from Home Alone. It was the most mysterious room in the house, and maybe still is. It was lumpy, sagged in the middle, usually plaid, and smelled a little like musty laundry and pipe smoke. It didn't match anything in the house, because it wasn't from the house. Someone moved it in during Nixon's first term and it just stayed. It was the kind of couch where your grandpa fell asleep during football, or your cousin spilled grape soda during a sleepover. It might have been hideous, but it was home. That couch was ours. Every 70s basement had at least one cardboard box, maybe 5, filled with stuff we couldn't throw away. Old Polaroids, broken toys, maybe a high school yearbook, or a record sleeve with no record. You'd find it during a cleaning spree and end up sitting on the cold floor for an hour, flipping through memories. A box of tangled Christmas lights, yellowed newspaper clippings, or love letters from someone who's just a warm memory now. We didn't call it nostalgia back then. It was just life, waiting quietly in a box.